All right, so for the first time in the history of the University of Cape Coast, we have two elections coming our way this year. We had one last semester, just the beginning of this year. And now we also visit the pools to vote to choose our student leaders. Well, this as a result of the influx of the coronavirus, which has affected almost all aspects of our lives. Now, some activities have been forced to shut down while others operate online. Well, as you can see, I'm standing in front of the main library here on campus. Sam Junior Library, from where I'll be bringing you some sights and sounds, as well as some interactions with the students. We'll also be heading for their various halls to bring you the turnout in this election. I'm Emmanuel Kodia. That is Campus Update. All right, so good afternoon once again. I'm here with Emmanuel, who is offering his master's in the University of Cape Coast. I'm actually going to ask him what he makes of this year's election. Emmanuel, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. And you?
Yeah, I'm also doing fine by
Very
grace.
fine too.
What can you say about this election? Comparing this election to the previous years. Let's say last semester. Yeah, comparing this year's election, this semester's election to last semester's election. What can you say about this election?
This election, I actually saw that the aspirants are not serious. The reason being that even as I stand as an electorate or a voter, I do not know most of the aspirants. So I have to just go in to vote the people that I know. So they are not serious.
They are not serious. Like,
Because they have not done enough campaign. They should have at least reached up to each and every one.
are you pleased in diaspora or you are in the hall?
You say?
Are you in the diaspora or you are in the hall?
No, I am not in the hall.
You're in the diaspora.
Yes,
But you've
please.
been seeing their banners all over
No,
signs.
seeing
And
the banner is not a campaign. At least sometimes we expect that somebody meeting you for the first time to speak with you about his or her intention.
also they were even in the main auditorium for the debate too.
No, but not everyone was invited or everyone had the opportunity to be there. So they should have visited in our various classes and even halls and departments to meet us.
Okay, but since you are not in the hall, maybe they did it, it was intense, the campaign was intense in the hall.
Some of them came to our departments and lecture halls to meet us. So I was expecting at least they should have visited the various departments and lecture halls to actually campaign to each and every one of us.
Okay, so in terms of this election to comparing University of Cape Coast, our election to, let's say, other universities, you were talking of you being a student, once a student of UDS. Yes. So comparing UCC's election to UDS, what can you say about UCC's election?
If I compare UCC's election to other universities like Legon, UDS, Tech, I see that this one is more peaceful. Because even as things go, people don't even think that there is an election ongoing. Unlike University of Ghana, when people have to fight the case being sent to court here and there, and when I take it up to the northern region where I am coming from, people go for spiritualities to influence the election results. And those are the things that I do see.
So you've seen it physically with
Yeah,
your
I have
eyes?
seen it. Just like UCC for the past years, when people brought in money for SRC elections and distracted and finally somebody that no one expected to have won the elections won in the end.
But you're talking of spirituality matter here.
Yes.
Once you haven't seen it, I don't think you can conclude that there is some not here.
the fact is,
Maybe there is some also going on here, but since you haven't seen it, you can also say there is some here.
well, if there was some, I think I should have had some little information or some rumors about it. Yes.
All right, so I'll end here, Mr. Emmanuel. Good to have you. It's
Thank
a
you
pleasure
so much,
having you
bro.
on this
Thank
program.
you so much. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
so we are still live here on the grounds in front of the Sam Jonah Library. I'm Emmanuel Kodia. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing?
I'm good. You?
Hi, I'm also doing fine. I thought you wouldn't even ask me. So, what can you say about this year's election?
Well, looking at the number where I went to vote KNH, looking at the number I saw over there, comparing it to the previous years, I can see an increment in the number for this year than the previous years.
So, in terms of, let's talk about the candidates, the aspirants, the SRC aspirants. SK, Taker, we have BM, we have Samiaye, and then we have one person who's decider. So, these five candidates, who is your favorite?
Do I have to tell you?
Tell me.
Of course, I have my whole president.
SK?
Yes, so you know that thing now.
And do you think he will win?
Of course,
What makes you say
you
that?
have the hope. His policies are wow.
No,
And
they are all having policies. BM is having policies. Taker is having policies. Samia is having policies.
my
Decider, everybody.
My president's one there.
Your president?
Oh, his is, above everything, so he's gonna take it.
But don't you think, he's kind of, I would say, sorry to say, the others that he's competing with, kind of grown-ups. And he's, I would say,
That doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter at all.
You shouldn't mind the body.
Mind, I can't say it, you know that thing.
Mind the engine, the mind.
Yeah.
All right, so Doctors, thank you very much. It's a pleasure having you. All right, so that is it. You'll be heading over to their various halls to also talk about this year's election. I'm Emmanuel Kodia. All right, so Emmanuel, you're welcome to NCT and there is campus update.
Okay, thank you very much.
So how are you doing?
I'm doing good by God's grace.
We thank God that you're doing fine. Please, what can you say about this year's election? This year's University of Cape Coast election that is done for, electing the students. What can you say about this year's election?
Okay, so what I can say about this year's election is that this year's election has been the tough election that I've ever experienced on this campus. Because seeing the presidency board, they are about six.
About five.
They are about five, thank you. So they are about five, and each one is capable of winning the election. So seeing this year's election is very tough. It's very, very tough. In terms of the presidency election, it's very, very tough.
Only for the SRC or GRASAG or local NUCs or all the elections. GRASAG is part, or what are you specifically talking about? It's only the SRC.
Okay, so what I'm talking about is the LSRC and then also the various houses. because those aspirants standing in for the presidency board, they are all capable of winning the election. So this year's election, only God can predict the one who can win the election.
Okay. So during their debate, I was actually in the main auditorium. I don't know if you were around, but if you were around, you would have noticed that SK's, team members, followers of SK, they were really making noise. Yes, just their noise were trying to overshadow the rest. I don't know if SK, I don't know if you've heard of his name or you know that he might potentially win.
So for SK, because SK has uh, grounds. Okay, thank you very much. SK has a ground because uh, it seems that all the students are in support of SK. The reason behind is that he is the KNH holder and also the current president for KNH. And also, due to his what he knows, do you get it? He has been on the ground, so and he knows how the presidency board and how to plan, how to make students know their responsibilities and know everything that it takes.
Like he has experienced that, so
Experience
he's
that.
having a first-hand exposure to being a leader. So what can you also say about how UCC we elect our leaders? Someone may use some qualities. Yes, I will look at how handsome the person is. I will look at how rich the person is, how intelligent the person is. To you, Mr. Emmanuel, what do you look out for a person when voting?
Okay, so to vote or to elect for whom you are supposed to vote, first you have to consider the capability, what the person can do. So what is it that the person is
Exhibit.
exhibited? So what is it that the person can come out with it? Do you get it? So what are the things? What are the policies? Is the policies achievable? So when the policies are not achievable, there are certain policies when you hear them out, you can easily detect that this one day is not attainable. You cannot achieve at the end of the when we give you about 2 years, you cannot achieve this policy because the system, like the system that we are in on this campus, is very tough because you are saying like a policy like you are going to give out a timetable into your portal, bring a timetable into your portal. It's a nice policy, but depending how the lecturers also are. So if the timetable is, let's say, on Monday, you are having a lecture at NLT, at let's say the time is 8 a.m. and the lecturer is saying that I don't have time for that particular moment. You are going to shift the time. So though the timetable is in your portal, but it's not working. Do you get it? So to make it effective becomes a problem. Do you
But do
get
you
it?
think since he has been able to bring it out, he has conceived the idea of bringing these timetables very close to us. Whoever brought it, do you think it is feasible? Because I learned one of the aspirants is actually having that as one of his policies. Do you think that aspirant will be really able to deliver?
Okay. So it will become very difficult for him to do that or to implement that policy. Do you get it? Based on the system. Do you get it? Though they can program it, but to make it effective become a problem.
So they are all bluffing.
Yeah, that is it. So that's how it is.
Okay. But I want to ask you one personal question. Yeah, you may choose not to answer. Who did you vote for?
For now,
The SRC president.
the also
Yeah, the presidency.
the presidency. Oh, for now I can't say. So for now I can't say this.
Okay, so to you, what do you look out for a person? What do you look out for in your aspirant? The person that you voted for. What did you look out for that that person was exhibiting? What was your qualities in that aspirant?
Okay. So one thing that I would like to say, is that now looking at, let me go back into the Bible. So let's say there was a king whose name was Saul. Do you get it? God rejected him. Do you get it? And God sent prophet Samuel to go into the house of Jesse to anoint a man whom he didn't know. Do you get it? But the man was David. The Bible said that when David was coming, the Lord showed him that this is the man that I am talking about. So go in there and what? Anoint him to become the next king. So whilst I was sitting there, do you get it? The Lord was what? Ministering to me that this one is whom I have what? Chosen.
Wow, so the Lord spoke to you. Was it a vision? Was it a dream?
Oh, no.
God spoke to you
Spoke to me.
that there is a candidate
This is
that
the
you should
candidate
vote
you should
for,
vote
and he would win.
Sure.
Can you disclose the candidate's name?
The candidate's name. Okay. For which one?
For the SRC president.
For the FSRC president. It is so.
Yeah, it is so.
It is so. It is so.
It is so.
It is
You
so.
still easy.
It is so.
It is so.
It is so.
Oh, I just want to know the candidate's name.
Okay, so the candidate name. It is so. For now, it is so.
All right, so good to have you, Senior Emmanuel.
Yeah, because it's politics. It's politics. Because seeing the outside, what has happened before.
But when God speaks, it is final. Nobody can, amend it. Nobody can touch it. When He closes the door, nobody shuts. When He closes the door, nobody opens. When He shuts, nobody. When He opens, nobody shuts.
Okay.
So since God has revealed to you, it is having a greater possibility of coming to pass.
Okay, so though when God speaks is final, the Bible said that King Hezekiah was sick. God spoke to his prophet that he should go and tell him to prepare his wall. Then after all, the man go down his knee and pray to God that God remember. So someone can go down his knee and pray to God, and God will change it. Do you get it? So I can say it now, but someone, do you get it? One of the-
Manipulate it.
can manipulate it. So one of the aspirant, do you get it, can pray and God will change it.
Senior Emmanuel, I think it is becoming more of a biblical session.
Okay.
But thank you very much. Thank you, Senior Emmanuel.
Okay, thank
You still didn't tell me the man. You still didn't tell me. All right, so that is Senior Emmanuel. I'm Emmanuel Kodia. You'll be still talking to so many people here in front of KNH. I'm Emmanuel Kodia. All right, so good evening. I'm here with two beautiful ladies, Jessica and Rebecca. All right, Jessica, how are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm also doing fine by grace. How about you?
Fine, thank you. How are you too?
Yeah, I'm also doing fine by grace. Thank you very much for asking. First of all, what do you make of this year's election? Was it peaceful? Was it calm? Was there any chaos? Did you even see any chaos around the voting area?
Okay, I didn't come here this morning, but I was able to make it within the hours 4 to 5 years. I was able to make it by then. So when I came, everything is calm, it's peaceful, and they are going by the COVID-19 measures. Yeah. So this comparing this, okay, I want to compare, but talking about this year's elections, it's very peaceful, and they are going very organizational. Yeah. They are very organized in what they are doing.
So, Rebecca, in terms of choosing an aspirant, I'm sure you voted for your favorite aspirant.
Oh, yeah.
What do you look out for? What are the qualities you look out for in an aspirant?
Basically, that's the policies. The main thing that influenced me is the policies.
Some people look out for, how handsome the person is, how rich the person is.
And for me, what I considered most is the policies. Yes, and then how the person, some of them, they didn't campaign. So I don't even know of some of them, unless, if not...
Which of them? Are you talking of the SRC aspirants?
The SRC aspirants, most of them campaigned very well. But talking of the hall reps, the presidents, the secretaries, they didn't put in
Much effort.
in their campaign. So, but aside that, it's quite okay. And looking at the time, they started very early as compared to last year's own. Last year they really delayed, and so far it's really organized.
So what about you, Jessica? What can you say about this? What can you also make of the statement that people look out for? How handsome you are, how rich you are, how intelligent you are.
Okay, so I believe that being a leader is not about your personality,
Personality.
appearance. Yes, let me say that. But I basically looked at their policies, both the SRC and the JCRC. Their policies, their policies, whether they are relevant, whether they can be able to attain it. Yeah, that's what I look for.
So that is a personal question. You can choose not to answer. So for all the aspirants, which one of them can you say his policy hooked you?
Oh, me, it's Obi. Yes. Okay, for the Women's Commissioner, This lady, Nana Joa. Yeah.
What about the other portfolios? The SRC president, treasurer.
SRC president, me, actually, it's a SK. But, okay. But if you compare the aspirants, SK is better in terms of policies. That's to me, that's my personal idea. Yeah.
Not to be biased because I'm a candidate holder, but I also take SK. Yeah.
All right, there was a poll that was conducted recently. I don't know. SK was the one leading actually, but some are saying this was a poll that was done only in KNH. So, but if you are actually listening, if you try to listen to what people are saying, I mean, what is actually going around, you think SK can really win?
Okay, I've not heard of other halls, the votes and how it's going, but I'm optimistic that he will win.
Okay. What about you, Rebecca?
Yeah, he can win. Me, based on his policies, I'm sure I'm not the only one seeing it to be relevant and realistic. Yeah, I'm sure others too are seeing it and they will vote for him. So
Who
I'm
do you,
surprised if he wins. Yeah.
and who do you think is actually a threat to SK? Apart from SK, you being both your favorite, who do you think?
I think it's BM.
In the evening, when the election was over, affiliates of VACO Hall celebrated the victory of one candidate who was aspiring for the hall president. Furthermore, that's his teaser. So as you can see, people out of their rooms jubilating, out of their rooms celebrating his victory. He is a level 200 student.
And that is Kwame Nkrumah Hall, KNH, one of the halls that brought an aspirant. He was even the president of the hall, Samuel Kwabena Adote, who was using the teaser SK. He was number 4 on the ballot screen. So in the evening, when the result was announced, affiliates of Kwame Nkrumah as well jubilated over his successful win.